or something like that. But for now, what we have is something from Eton. We have a radio. It has weather band built inside, has built-in LEDs, and it has a built-in solar panel right on top. And the reason why you would use this is basically to be prepared. So if you're somebody that's into always trying to stay on top of things, this is definitely one of the ways to do it. So at Eton, they came out with a unit that gives you the capabilities to basically, if you ever run out of power in your household, or if you're ever in an emergency situation, this is their all-in-one. So what this does is, and just to kind of give you an idea and how it works, what this does is, if you press the little button on the top, you automatically have that flashlight. So you're never going to go without power. You're never going to have that flashlight too far away from you in case there's ever a storm, power goes out in the household, or you're changing the tire by the car. If you press the button again, it automatically goes into hazard mode. So now you can put this by the side of the road when you're changing that tire or when you're in any kind of distress. If I press this again, it turns off. The nice thing about this too, it is a full-fledged radio. It's AM, FM. It also has your on and off button right on the side. So if I press that, it also gives me my weather bands. And what my weather bands does is, if there's ever any kind of emergency out there, it'll tell me either if there's a tornado coming, bad weather, or a national emergency. The weather bands is what's going to keep you alert all the time. The nice thing about this too is that if you do lose power, this is an LED ring. So even if it's in the dark, you'll always be able to find this. And if you're somebody that kind of takes advantage of solar power, you could keep this basically on your windowsill, and it keeps topping off the battery that's inside of it. Now, what the big deal about these is this. If you're ever, most of us live by our smartphones and our cell phones, and basically we get our information from them. We kind of pretty much do everything on them. But when you're without power, what happens is, well, you're kind of stuck. You don't have anything. So with the Eton, you could just plug a cable directly into the back of the Eton. It has a USB port, and it charges automatically. So it tops off all your devices. This even comes with a crank. So let's say if you have no power whatsoever, there's no sun, it's raining outside, there's no power, I can open up that little crank and crank it for a couple minutes. If I crank that for about 2 to 3 minutes, it'll give me about 20 minutes of light time or radio time. One of my favorite features, though, is this. And I'm going to turn up the volume so you can hear.
The National Weather Service in Blacksburg has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Allegheny County in northwestern North Carolina, northwestern Surrey County in northwestern North Carolina, southern Carroll County in southwestern Virginia, the city of Galax in southwest.
Now, this was just a demonstration just to kind of show you what it does. It does have that alert feature of the weather bands. And what that does is, if there was an actual emergency, which that wasn't, that was just our little demo, it would have told you, because it has passive technology that'll tell you that it'll turn on and it'll say that, okay, there's an emergency in the area, take cover, watch out for power outages, watch out for flooding. And that's it's something that helps us be prepared. So what makes that nice is that everything is built into one little unit. So now, instead of having something where you have to look around for things, well, this is always going to give you the capabilities to be nice and prepared. So it's all in one unit. If the power goes out, you can still find this because it has that LED ring that glows at nighttime. It has that LED light, so you can always find your way. Let's say the power went out and you have to change the circuit, you got to flip the circuit breaker. If you have no power whatsoever, it's got a built-in crank on the inside, so it helps you charge your devices. It has AM and FM radio with the NOAA alert system. It has a hand turbine. You can also charge because it has a little built-in USB port on the back, and it also has a rechargeable battery too. And you can keep this plugged into a wall, keep it all topped off. So if you have to charge your devices like your smartphone, definitely one of the best ways to go about it. It has that built-in solar panel. And if you're looking for something that's super easy to do, this is what you do. Let's say if there's the sun's not out, you didn't have this plugged into the wall. Let's say this was in a drawer. This is all you do. You turn this little crank, and you turn this. And if I do this for about 2 to 3 minutes, it's going to give me about 15 to 20 minutes of radio time and also lantern time. It also has a built-in hazard light. If I press that little light, it goes into hazard mode. And the nice thing about this is it also has the weather band alerts too. So if I press that button again and I go here, this gives me the capabilities to listen to my AM and FM radio, But if I move that little toggle over, it also gives me my weather bands too. So this gives me the capabilities to basically always be in the know. Let's say there's no way to get any kind of information out there, my cell phone doesn't work. I have my weather bands. It'll tell me what the weather is or if there's any kind of emergency out there. This will always keep me up to date. This also has a standby mode too. So I can either charge my cell phone just by clicking that little button and plugging my cell phone right to the back of it. But if there are any kind of emergencies, it has passive standby. So basically what it does, it listens for it. To plug your devices, all you do is you plug right to the back of this. And when you plug it into that, you can charge up your devices. So you got that little USB port. Now, the nice thing about this, it kind of helps replace a lot of things that you really don't need. Most of the times, instead of looking in your junk drawer for, let's say, your power charger, extra plugs, a lantern, a torch, or a radio, this is all you're going to need because all those devices are going to be built right inside. It just makes things a lot simpler. So if you're looking to be prepared, if you're looking for something that gives you the capabilities just to be, I guess you can say it's that insurance policy. You're glad you have it when you're using it. So this gives you your light. This gives you your hazard light. It gives you your miniature solar panel that's on top. It gives you your radio. And it also gives you your weather bands in it too. And it charges up your small devices. Now, this isn't really going to be designed to charge, let's say, to jumpstart a car. Nothing like that. But if you wanted to, let's say, charge up like little devices, let's say like your smartphone, not a problem, because that gives you the capabilities to do it. So to give you an idea, this is going to be one of those products that gives you just a little bit more peace of mind. Now, our QVC price is $59.96. Our E number is E242064. And we have great options of 3 easy pays too. So I think we're going to pretty much wrap it up. And I think we're going to basically introduce Trish. I think she's got something cool that she kind of wants to show off for us.
Thanks, Oscar. Now, I'm all about being prepared, aren't we all?